And at exactly 10 o'clock, we're into our last interview for the day. We have Tapi Semenya, who is going to be talking to us about World Diabetes Day, Awareness Day, obviously. She's a diabetes advocate who is passionate about advocacy. She has been a person living with diabetes for the past 16 years, and she uses the social media accounts to educate people about her multiple chronic conditions, diabetes obviously being one of them. Tapi Semenya, very good morning to you. Welcome to the program. Tapi, are you there? Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Can you unmute your mic? Is your mic perhaps muted? Okay, let's try that again. Tapi, are you there? Nope. Okay, let's just see if we can reconnect to Tapi Semenya. This is an important discussion to be had because today is World Diabetes Awareness Day. She is an advocate. She started advocating in 2018 when she realized that she actually wanted to form a community and allow for a space where people living with diabetes can come together and share their hopes and struggles. I think my controller, Abdul Salam, is trying to reconnect with Tapi. Let me tell you a little more about this amazing young woman. Her volunteer work includes working with a Glasgow-based charity committed to raising awareness of and supporting disabled young people called the Luna Project UK. And she is currently a volunteer as part of media and communications for MAD, M-A-D. So let's see if we can reconnect with her. We'll take a short ad break and see if we can get her back online. Tapi, a very good morning to you. Can you hear me now? I believe you're on the telephone line.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, wonderful. So sorry that we had to go off video. Okay, I understand that you are currently studying law and you're looking to specialize in health law. Why is this also very important for you?
I think because I've been living with a health condition, it was something I've always wanted to do, even though I hadn't done like science in school. I'm very intrigued by like policies, and especially in the diabetes field, and policy changes and everything like that. So for me, that is truly something I look forward to doing.
Okay, I understand that you suffer from multiple chronic conditions, diabetes being one of them. What else are you having to deal with? And how do you look and sound so beautifully positive?
So I also have a bipolar disorder. I guess over time you tend to you get used to it. And I think for me, it was something that had been like, I accepted it. The more you accept something, the more it becomes easier to live with. And that's exactly what happened with me.
So you are also very passionate about diabetes awareness because you are a diabetic yourself. What does World Health Diabetes Awareness Day mean for you? And how do you as a champion for all of these amazing causes and advocate then get these very important messages out into your community?
World Diabetes Day for me is basically, I don't know if I can call it a celebration, but I think it's a mark where we as diabetics can say, we've come far. I know we all have like our different like diagnosis dates and everything like that, but for me, it feels as though it's something where we can come together and just create awareness and have this way of just teaching people about, this condition, and for me, basically, I just love doing it. I just love telling people about this condition because I feel as though it's something that's needed, that needs a lot of awareness, and like a lot of people don't know so much about it. So for me, it's like I love educating people about it and just teaching people how to like basically live with other people who are living with diabetes.
How about stigma? Because certain members in the community would stigmatize you for whatever condition you might be, might be challenged with. Very especially, I see that you'd also suffer from bipolar disorder, which is a mental health issue. We as people are very empathetic towards people who have physical conditions, but the moment there's a mental health issue involved, we're very ready to stigmatize them. And I should imagine that the way to break that stigma is through education, is it not?
Yes, it definitely is. Stigma is something that is always going to be there, but we need to, I think for people, we need to start speaking out about it. We need to share our stories, because that is how we're going to kill the stigma, basically. I must say it is very difficult to talk about things like bipolar, because instantly people think, oh, no, you're crazy. Or, when you're having a bad day, people will say things like, did you take your pills today? Did you take your medication? But when we speak about things like that and how it makes us feel when we are living with these multiple conditions, or just even living with one condition, I think people have a better understanding, and they tend to have a sense of empathy, but it's not all the time. It does need a lot of education, but I think the whole idea of speaking about it and educating other people about it is what is going to kill the stigma.
I know one of the myths around diabetes, people tend to forget that, all right, we do know that there's type 1 and type 2, and we also know that people sometimes think that diabetes is contagious, which we know is not. It's really a lifestyle disease, although some people are born with diabetes. How do you go about breaking that stigma and trying to educate them as to what exactly is diabetes and how to get a handle on it, how to control it, and how to have a better quality of life?
I think for me, I had to share my story. I was very open with Black people on my social media account. So when I started my social media account, I went in with the goal of educating people about diabetes and showing that you can live a very manageable life and do all things that any other person can do while living with diabetes. And it turned out to be an amazing experience for me. And I still enjoy doing that, because I feel as though people have a much clearer idea than having that idea of, oh, diabetes is for, like, I don't know, like it's a lifestyle thing. We are now getting into research as well. Every day something new comes up, and we are all like learning each and every single day. So the whole idea of coming together online has really helped us break the stigma when it comes to diabetes. But of course, there will always be those people who don't understand, and it takes much more time for them to understand. But I feel like, as somebody who's very passionate about talking about diabetes, you don't give up. You just continuously speak about it, and you let things be.
So people who don't understand what exactly diabetes is, how do you explain to them when people approach you and ask you, what exactly is this thing called diabetes? How does it impact on your life? And how do you manage your situation to lead a normal, healthy life, or a normal as possible life that you possibly can?
That is a very difficult question to answer. Because then again, it would need to now have to put them in my shoes and just paint the picture and just say, okay, I just woke up one day and I was extremely ill, and I was literally having high blood sugars, and I was diagnosed with diabetes. It has a lot to do with storytelling, and having to make somebody understand and explaining to them that it is manageable. I've been living with diabetes for 16 years. I surely can do it. I know people who've been diabetes for 40 years, 60 years. So surely, when you share people's stories and you now put the story out there, it makes much more sense. And in a way that it tracks in somebody's head that, okay, you know what, it is manageable. And I feel as though, anybody can manage diabetes. It's no longer a thing of, oh, if you have diabetes, you're going to die. Or if you have diabetes, you can't do this. The storytelling part of diabetes has really helped in regards to making people understand what diabetes is.
It's frightening when you are told that you are diabetic, people almost seem to think that their life has come to a standstill. They seem to think that all types of food is totally out of bounds for them. There's also the fear of, if you're an older person, that you may lose your sight, or if you hurt yourself, if you injure yourself, there's a possibility of amputation, etc. How do you explain all of those very frightening issues to people that come to you with those type of questions?
It's very difficult as well, because those are all true things that might happen to one. But obviously, we go back to talking about managing it. Regular exercise. We refer to things like your diet. Things that have to do with taking care of one. So it goes a lot to do with explaining that there are lifestyle changes that you're going to make that are quite drastic and everything like that. And of course, nobody wants to hear things like, "Oh, you're going to be amputated" or anything like that. So I think immediately when things like that are said, you tend to have that secondhand thing behind your mind that I need to make a way and find a way so that I can be able to manage my diabetes and avoid all of these complications that might come with diabetes.
Okay, that's we have to leave it. One single piece of important advice that you would like to leave our listeners with today, World Diabetes Awareness Day. One piece of advice, and also what is the theme for World Diabetes Day 2022?
One piece of advice that I would give to people living with diabetes, or anybody who knows someone living with diabetes, is that diabetes is like a road. There are curves, there are turns. It's never just a straight road. It's exactly like what it looks like on a road. And although that the journey is quite long and very difficult, it does get easier. And I just want people to know that it's okay. It's manageable. No one is going to just, it's not supposed to be the most difficult thing to live with. So I just want to say the message that it's manageable and anybody can do anything while living with diabetes. And the theme for this month basically is education and care, I think. So diabetes care.
Tapi Semenya, diabetes advocate, thank you indeed for your insights, your time this morning. Much appreciated. You stay safe, and thank you once again. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
12 after 10 exactly, wrap up time, inshallah. Next up, we are going to take a listen to a beautiful recitation of Juz 19 by Sheikh Tawfiq Ibn As-Saikh. And that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you for your company. To our production team, thank you indeed. Until tomorrow morning at the same time, as always, stay safe. Assalamu alaikum. And Khuda Hafiz from me, Julie Ali.